Hi, this is Gary Duell with installment number 5 of 6 things you must do now. I originally came up with this list because it seems like most of my peers are saying just hunker down, hide at home, and do nothing. But no matter what's going on inside of you or out in the world, there are always risks to avoid and opportunities to take advantage of. So the first recommendation was, if you don't have a financial plan, get one, develop one. If you do have one, then work with a professional to update it. The second recommendation was to put your dead cash to work, get a higher rate of return on money that's being chipped away by inflation in your checking and savings. Number 3 was to refinance debt and see if you can get lower interest rates. Fourth was to figure out your lifetime cash flow. As we'll see in this installment, cash flow solves all other problems. If you don't have an income plan, then you don't have a retirement plan. So tonight will be a short session. I went quite a bit over last time. This will be for Will Retire, who you can see on the screen here. This is actually a real case, but I've changed it a lot to protect the identity of the person. So this installment is, when can Will retire? Will he retire? So let's take a look. There are a few moving parts that we have to use if you want to retire early, but the calculator says you can't. You either need to find more assets, create more income, reduce your spending, or die sooner. I don't recommend the last one. So here's Will. He is 66. He plans to retire this year. And as you can see, his budget is a little higher than average. It's actually $85,000 a year. But notice that we're inflating that budget by 2.6%. He also has a 30-year fixed mortgage that is accounted for elsewhere without inflation. So everything looks fine. Here he's got about $1 million, and his money lasts him until age 100. So that looks pretty good. The reason Will came to me is that even with almost $1 million in savings, his advisor told him his safe withdrawal rate was only $18,000 a year, which even with Social Security, you can see does not even come close to meeting his budget. Barely even pays his mortgage. So let's take a look at why my chart is contrary to that advice. But first, we need to stress test him. And fortunately, this case occurred, last year, the end of last quarter. And we were projecting a market loss this year, a repeat of 2001 to 2003. And I think this is more likely than a huge sudden decimation, but I'm not sure. Nobody knows. Anyway, in 2001 to 2003, we had 3 years of double-digit losses. Look what would have happened to his money if he had stayed put. He would have dropped from about $1 million to 531,000. 50% loss in 3 years. And this is because he's also spending. Not just the market is doing this to him. So what can we do? I don't know if you remember from last time when we discussed cash flow, but only 48% of his budget is met by guaranteed sources. So let's take a look at the income here. Here's his salary, $115,000 a year. That's ending. So he has one more year of that. When his Social Security kicks in at 70, that'll be $39.95 a month. Still not quite enough to meet his budget, and because of the market decline, he would be out of money at 87. So we really can't find more assets. He wants to quit, has no room for additional savings as a result. So what we need to do is create more income. So again, similar to the other case, we're going to turn his rollover IRA, $608,000, into pensions at age 71 and 76, which gives him a nice ladder of income. And look at that, 93% of his budget, his lifetime spending, is met by guaranteed sources. Nothing to worry about. Now, his other savings will just about be spent down, but what a great idea. Spend the taxable money when you're not working. He may not even pay taxes through these years. By the time he hits 72 and his required distributions are kicking in, this first laddered annuity will more than meet those requirements, so he never has to worry about that again. And then when the second one kicks in, he's got a pretty good fixed income. Let's take a look here. Yeah, so at 76, he'll be bringing in $115,000 a year of guaranteed income. Not bad. So a very simple case. His plan will work. Again, if he had to work a couple of more years, that's an option. But to summarize, and this case illustrates it perfectly, he can either find more assets. In this case, that's not an option. He can reduce his budget. That also is not an option for him, or create more income. And that's what we did. Thanks again for your attention. I look forward to doing the last installment tomorrow. Thank you very much.